Yeah, we talked about that last week. That's an amazing point. Great.
Does God love you, and if He loves you, then I should love you too?
Good answer, Nate, Sadora. But good answer, Jess.
Because God had compassion for us, and so we should model that and have compassion for other people.
Exactly. These are great answers. So thank you, Carissa and Rachel Bilcliff. That was a great answer. Because God thinks everyone should have a chance to go to heaven, and so do I. So, very good.
Oh.
Your question you asked last week. Very good. This is a really good one. So we have 2 left, and then we'll move on. Why would I give up hanging with my friends? That's what it says. It's not pop slang. Parties, so I guess they mean going to parties. Man, you guys have no... Where do you go? You go to school at Kutztown. You guys got to shape up here. Kutztown. Why would I give up everything I do now and...
Shut up.
Thank you. Why would I give up hanging with my friends, going to parties, and everything I do now, and even lose some of my best friends for something I'm not even 100% sure of? Okay, so this is somebody who's not even sure that Christ is real. Okay, and they're asking, why should I give up all the things I'm doing now? John.
Well, first of all, to be 100% sure, you have to have faith. And that's one of the biggest things in Christianity. So if you don't have faith, you're not going to be 100% sure. And then you're not going to give up any of your friends. And you're not going to change your lifestyle.
Real good point.
Faith. Then you don't have to worry about going to heaven.
That's a really good point. You need faith, right? That's the basis of Christianity. It's like, why do billions of people not believe in what we believe in? Because they don't have the faith that it's real. And that's something that we want to like kick somebody and be like, wake up, you need to have this faith, but we can't do that. All right, they have to find it out for themselves. Nate.
Well, you don't have to give up your friend stuff. A lot of my friends don't believe in God, and like, I'm not hardcore hounding them all the time about it, but you don't have to give up some of your friends. Like, you can always try to get them to come.
I think it's really common now. I just want to talk for a minute about this. People think that as soon as they become a Christian, everything that they did and everything that they do has to change. Do things need to change when you accept Christ? You're darn right they do, okay? Personally, they need to change. Let me ask you a question, and if you don't want to answer, that's cool. Do you feel convicted? Do you feel from God that you shouldn't be hanging out with the people that you hang out with?
No, as long as I'm not doing like the questionable
Exactly.
stuff.
Okay? The minute that the people who don't believe in God that you're spending time with is pulling you away from God is the minute you should what? You should start thinking about what you're really doing here. Okay? But if you're helping them and they're not hurting you, why is that bad? Okay? It's the same thing with secular music. Some people will sit here and tell you secular music, no matter what it is the devil, and it's bad, you laugh. Okay? I like Leonard Skinner, and you guys all know that I love Leonard Skinner. My dad put it around my mom's gut when I was in the womb. I have been listening to Leonard Skinner since I was negative years old, okay? I love Skinner. I've seen them 7 times in concert, okay? I don't get convicted when I listen to them, okay? I don't feel like it's something I shouldn't be doing. So you know what? Listen to Leonard Skinner. The day I feel convicted and the day I feel, you know what, this is hindering my relationship with God is the minute I drop Skinner to the wayside, because God is more important to me than Leonard Skinner. Any amens out there? That's what we need to understand, okay? I don't like some of the music you guys listen to, okay? I think some of it's horrible, okay? But if you're not convicted and you don't feel like it's hindering your relationship with God, it's not in my place to tell you to stop it, okay? Now, what did I say before? If you're listening to Marilyn Manson, if you're listening to Slayer, okay, you might need to think about that, okay? Slayer is devil worship, okay? How is that not hindering your relationship with God? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I mean, that's just, some bells go off in my head, warning signs when that's going on, okay? Not trying to make anyone feel bad. Sean?
One thing I have to say is, if they were your friends, they won't care what your beliefs are, they'll still be your friends.
Well, he totally took my first one. And my second thing is, why would you take the chance? If you kind of like they're not sure in it, but they're not exactly saying that they don't believe in it, then why would you even take the chance of going to hell? Because it's not a fun place.
It's not worth it, is it? It's not worth it. you need to understand that when we accept Christ, when we believe in Christ, when we put our faith in Him, there's a reason why we need to put Him first in our lives. Okay? It's not because God is a selfish God. Okay? It's not because He's a jealous God. It's not because this and that and the other thing. Okay? It's for our own good. And that's what we need to understand. Does everybody get that? We kind of understand it? Krista, go ahead.
Well, can't you still be their friend and stuff? Like, but you have to do the stuff they do, and you don't have to, like, preach at them and stuff, but if the opportunity comes up, you know, you can talk to them.
I think you need to set an example. And that's what I try to
Well, I
teach
mean,
you
you don't
guys.
have to, like, push on them, like, shove them
Exactly.
away.
I think hounding somebody about Christ is not going to help them. Some people will push and push and push and push until what? In the future, when that person who's been pushed so much, they don't want to hear about the word of Christ. Why? Because you ruined it for them so long ago. Okay? Pushing and pushing and pushing and keeping it going and keeping going is not always the best way to go. And I hope you guys understand that. Sometimes it's as easy as setting a subtle example. And I was at Taco Bell last night. Nate and G and I were at Taco Bell last night. And this one guy, it's fast food. This one guy was at the register. And he said to me, he goes, "Oh, you're not trick-or-treating tonight." No. "Oh, you're a little too old for that. Aren't you at any parties or anything?" No. "Why is that?" Because I don't want to be at a party. "Oh, okay." And he kind of just looked at me weird. And you know what he was probably thinking? Something different about that kid. Okay? I was thinking there, it's like, all right, ask me why. Ask me why. Ask me about Jesus. Ask me about Jesus. Because I would have just, I would start witnessing to the Taco Bell guy. That's what we got to understand. We've got to take our chances. We've got to take the opportunities that we can get. Okay? But when you push and push and push and hound and hound and hound, that's not going to help. Okay? If you're trying to get people to come to youth group by just walking down the hall and just going and talking in their ear, "You should come to youth group. You should come to youth group. You should come." They're not going to come to youth group. Why would they? It's like, you're going to youth group. You're crazy. I don't want to go to youth group. And that's what we need to understand. Ted and James, go ahead. Shh.
Like, if a new CD came out for a band you really liked, and you listened to it like 20 times in one day, would you want to listen to it tomorrow?
Yeah, you buried your whole, because I agree with them. When an album's good, you can't put it down, man. So, James, do you have anything? Shh, James.
If somebody's worried about 100% of believing on something or not, they should instead try giving up the stuff, or let it go for a little bit and see what happens. Instead of trying to blame, saying I'm going to lose all these stuff, if I become a Christian. If they pretend not to do it, not let their friends know that they're not going to do it, like take a month off of it. See what their friends do. Then they can't blame it on being a Christian because all they have to do is like, "I'm a Christian, blah, blah, blah." Never mind. Bad example. Move on.
I love you, James, because you try. All right, we're going to move on here. I got one more.